What a wonderful way to start the weekend a little bit early. It's going to be an amazing weekend of softball in one of the great venues, Hillenbrand Stadium on campus in Tucson, Arizona, Big 12 softball. Drake in Arizona. Drake comes in from the Missouri Valley. Of course, Arizona fresh off a challenging weekend with Oklahoma, a packed house. And this venue certainly was rolling with softball energy. We hope to do that again all weekend long. Kenzie Fowler, Darren Sutton, and you. Welcome back to the ballpark. Glad to be spending it with all of you. And what we learned in that first weekend, A, they stood toe-to-toe with Oklahoma and did not bend at all, which is a good sign. And B, the new kids on the block are fitting in very nicely. The transfer portal providing some very unique players that will help out Arizona this year.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a new look for Arizona's roster. Almost half of the team is new faces. And so what do these new faces look like? Well, we saw them, and I think fans were very excited with what they saw with the entire lineup. In the circle, at the plate, defensively, this team has a lot of new pieces, and they were getting it done.
Yeah, new pieces that fit in with the returning pieces. Look, this is still a developmental program. All great programs are. We understand that. But these are some of the players that have found their way.
Yeah, Serenity Trice at the top of the lineup, hitting over 500. We knew what kind of speed that she had. It was so fun to watch her just tap and go. Addison Duke has kind of solidified herself in that 9 spot, and then Grace Jenkins showing the power. And then I just got to talk about Jalen Adams real quick, the dog, workhorse. Look at her numbers, 18 innings, and a lot of that was against Oklahoma, just showing the fans what she's capable of.
Drake is a program that 4 times has been to the NCAA tournament, as we said, playing on the Missouri Valley Conference. Lindsey Dial is their head coach. She was a JUCO legend as a coach. This is the team she's working with.
Yeah, a little bonus softball today because of the weather change, and now you get to play a doubleheader, so 2 different opportunities. And hey, look, this is a chance to have a top 25 matchup. You take that every day, and we'll see if Drake can pull off the upset.
Yeah, the last time they traveled to the NCAA tournament, 2019. As a matter of fact, that year, they were ranked as high as 25th in the nation. A really good mid-major goes toe-to-toe with Arizona and the Wildcats on a gorgeous and a wonderful weekend of softball. We'll tell you all about this weekend as we go throughout this ball game, this doubleheader with Drake. Getting to work in the circle is the talented Janae Berry. Lindsey Dial, as we talked about, really legendary JUCO coach at Indian Hills Community College, where she won about 80% of the time, is building here at Drake. And of course, for her, as we take a look at the lineup, there's some interesting players because at the top of the order in Kendall Spire and Hall, you've got a pair of freshmen, and I think that's very important. This is a team that plays some younger athletes. You look on down, you have Ava Husak is a freshman as well, and there are some decent numbers out of the gates, including a couple of homers for Natalie Watts. That's 1 through 9 for Drake. Good-looking uniforms as well as they visit out of the Missouri Valley Conference. And then in the circle, we'll have Janae Berry goes to work. We'll introduce you to her and show you her numbers, but we're ready to play. Ready, Kens?
Let's play. Doubleheader, a little bit of a gift. Thought we were going to have 1 today. We'll get 2.
Fouled off at home plate, and away we go. Meet Kylie Kindlespire. She's out of Indianola, Iowa. Again, playing her very first year at this level. Same high school with the same name. Indianola High School. Was a great player. First team all-conference, all-state twice. 440 freshman and sophomore year. Her batting averages, so deserves to be playing at this level. This has got to be a fun experience. And I think that's the key, is that changeup floats over the outside corner. For all of the mid-major athletes, specifically the 3 freshmen in the lineup, what an eye-opening weekend for them.
Yeah, especially after getting your first taste of what college ball is all about in opening week. So kind of relax a little bit, calm your heart rate down, and you go from opening week to, okay, top 25 matchup. We're going to Tucson. We're going to Hillenbrand.
On a beautiful weekend, by the way. This isn't the weather back east or in the Midwest, as the 1-2 is a rise ball. No commitment as that one sails high. The lowest of the low it will be throughout the weekend is maybe high 50s, all the way up into possibly high 70s. A little bit of light rain will come in and out of town, but it's going to be beautiful all weekend long. That one floats over the outside corner. We'll introduce you to Berry stuff-wise after she works through this first batter. I'm curious to hear your thoughts on how she has opened the season. This is a big year and a big opportunity for her. And a big chance to start this one today. Well struck, right center field toward the alley. That one goes and toward the wall. That's how you start things if you're a freshman like Kylie. How about that tour around the bases for Kindlespire, her second collegiate home run. She's opened her college career slugging close to 1,000.
Full count, let's have a hack. This is a pitch, just center cut. Big swing from this freshman. It's a great look there. Head down, full extension, and then your eyes get to go up. Right center field. You could see where Reagan Shockey was centered. She was almost kind of left center, so maybe a little bit of a missed pitch location. But man, what a swing to open this thing up.
And that's a couple of homers for the talented athletes we were talking about. They've opened the year strong. Again, not playing the caliber of teams, but still teams that they will play all throughout the year. Mid-major teams, Detroit, Green Bay, Western Illinois. They've opened the year strong. They've won 5 of their first 6 games, or check that, 4 of their first 5. And for the freshman who led it off, that's her 2nd collegiate home run. Right behind her, another first-year player in Pearson Hall, who pops it foul off the screen.
That's so impressive. A lot of times you'll have to wait quite a bit until you get that first big swing, that first collegiate home run. And Kylie said, no, I'll hit it first week, and then I'll back it up with week 2 and hit another one. Should
Hall hit one, it in fact will be her first. But these 2 freshmen at the top of the order, instant impact. We mentioned the numbers for Kindlespire. Pearson Hall, a middle infielder, for her head coach, Coach Dial, has been great. I mean, she doesn't have a homer, but she's got 2 triples. She's got 5 doubles. Good change of pace. That elicits strike 3. So Janae Berry pieces things back together. Berry getting the call. She's worked 4 total games, including today. This is her 4th start of the year. Been a tough go of it. 5 innings, 12 runs so far, 10 walks, 4 strikeouts. What have you seen with Janae, and what's the upside for this right-handed pitcher?
Well, her best pitch is her changeup, and she has the best changeup on staff. There it is right there.
You were saying.
And you'll see a lot of arm side run, so when she's throwing full speed, it'll be a lot of screw, rise. Typically, favors that screwball side away to lefties. Love that pitch there, back to back. It's 3 in a row. We saw her in spot relief situation last week, and then we also saw her with some consecutive work against Southern Utah. Yeah, 3 in a row. Let's go.
Change, and then a right turn back to the dugout.
So hard to do. It really is, especially think about the changeup right before. So it was 4 in a row to the batter prior. You have to sell your arm. You can't slow it down. You have to throw it with conviction.
Malia Sockzimmer, another freshman. How about 3 of your first 4 hitters are freshmen? Right before that, to strike out of Tatum Aragon with the 3 changeups. C is a senior. Sockzimmer, good start to her year, 6 of 15. She's got 3 walks. That's an on base so far, 500. Letting her know to wait till the hitter's eyes engage and wait till the hitter is all eyes on her. Jim Bertuzzi working behind the plate. That's a changeup, dives low, 1-1 the count to Malia. She's from Parker, Colorado, as you can see. Lutheran High School, All-State as a senior. Multiple times All-Conference. That one dives down and in. Screwball there.
Yep.
It's a pretty wicked one.
Yeah, you can, if you throw a screw, you can kind of have it cut off of your drop, or you can have it cut up off of your rise. You can make a screwball break in multiple planes.
Change up, ready for it. Sure-handed shortstop, uses the skin infield very effectively. That's Taylor Beal. She's good at that position. Very, very good. Kindlespire with the home run. That's a flex, and on the other side, the Gold Glove shortstop reminds you who she is. Jockey's at the top of the order to get things going. She'll be there all year long, and you can guess Serenity Trice will be right behind her. Trice a transfer from Iowa State. There are 3 with an OPS over 1,000, make it 4. It's Trice, it's Stewart. Right behind her is Jenkins, and then it's Addison Duke with a high OPS as well. This is a pressure lineup, isn't it? It's built to go Shockey, Trice, Damage, and then at the bottom, Addison Duke is almost a third leadoff hitter.
Yeah, no doubt. It's so much speed. And we saw that part of the lineup really turn things over for Arizona offensively. Opening day, the doubleheader against Southern Utah, 2 run rule wins. And really only one home run, so it was so much speed that was able to just cause chaos.
Shockey tries to do just that, racing up the line. She's in there with a bunt base hit. Here's how telling and how obvious that speed is. That one checked up about 4 feet in front of the circle. That was not far away from the pitcher.
No, you're exactly right. It's not her softest drag bunt here, a little bit too hard, too much power into it, but just watch her run. Great stride, putting the pressure on the pitcher.
Jamie Scheck is the pitcher, number 15 on the back of that jersey. She's a redshirt senior, been at it for quite some time. From Palo, Idaho, or I should say Iowa, went to Cedar Rapids Kennedy High School. As Serenity Trice loses her baseball bat, pops it foul, 0-1 on Trice. It's been a great start to her time as an Arizona Wildcat, hitting .563 with a .588 on base, which means not a lot of walks. Neither Shockey or Trice, as slappers and aggressive slappers, are going to walk much at all. That's just not their game. And they won't strike out either. Pretty good pitch, runner on the move, throw down. Boy, the throw was there, and it popped out of the glove on a hop of Lily Gonzalez. Pretty good throw from behind home plate. Soxheimer really turned that one loose.
I think there was maybe an illegal pitch called on that, so I'm trying to wait for our home plate umpire, Jim Bertuzzi, to come back out of the dugout. Looks like he's communicating something to the Arizona coaching staff. Okay, you can see right there our second base umpire has his arm extended. I don't think that was for obstruction. I think that was for the pitch. Could be mistaken, but I'll get the count for you.
Trice with that wide open stance, the aggressive athlete. Drops down a bunt one more time, and that throw is errant. It will play to run. There's the pressure we talked about. The Wildcats tie this game up that quickly.
And the ball goes 10 feet. It's just speed. And that's what's so fun about Serenity Trice is she gets to watch Reagan Shockey in front of her because they're like carbon copy hitters. They're like twins. They do the exact same thing. They have the exact same game plan. And so if you see something happen in front of you, you see your teammate be successful, and you're like, that's my game plan. Why change? Do the exact same thing, and Arizona gets a run out of it.
I would think the ruling is single and error, but I don't see a second hit up there. There is no RBI, obviously. It was the error that allowed the run to score, but some pretty tough scoring. They're not going to give her a single on that one, just a straight error. You with me there, Coach? Is that a pretty tough score? Would you give her a single or no?
I would have given her a single. I think she would have beat it out. We'll see.
I see you selling it over there. 0-1 the count to the slugger, Sydney Stewart.
Just going, hit or error. Somebody give me something.
Well, I think it's this, right? Thumb up, thumb down?
One of each?
Yes, one of each. What are your thoughts on what you've seen from Trice, by the way, as we see a ruling from the first base umpire, Michael Hers?
From Serenity Trice, what I have loved is her energy. I feel like she has like a personality that's infectious. And anytime she gets on base, she's like hollering at the dugout, trying to get something going. Are they going to say she left early? You could see Coach Lowe's asking that signal wasn't for the pitcher. I think that's what she said.
Yeah, and I did read her lips John Boy style when she said, wait, what?
It looks like Serenity Trice is coming out. They calling her out on the leadoff.
Wow, okay. Bertuzzi, Hers, and Wagner are dialed in today, looking for the little things early on. Is he going to hot mic it?
We had leaving early at first base. That's why she's out.
Okay, leaving early at first base. Yeah, the ruling on Trice getting on, though, by the way, is a sacrifice bunt with an error to allow the run to score. Still might want to give her a base hit. I know she doesn't get an O for there. Let's see.
Front foot is on there. She looks fine to me.
Okay. Sydney Stewart in a 1-1 game. Pretty good pitch. Spins over the outside corner as Jamie Sheck works in the circle. As we said, Jamie appearing in 19 games last year, 5 starts, had a 4.11 ERA. Sophomore year, pitched 69 innings as well. Now another quick conversation as Coach Dial comes out.
I'm still trying to update my scorebook and update that Reagan Shockey scored. Man, we got to lock in here.
Do we, though? There is a lot going on.
There is.
There is really like a microscope leaning in here. Quite a bit going on. We have done 5 games, you and I, already. And instantly, it seems like every single movement of every athlete is under the microscope here in this one. That's okay. But Jim, Michael, and Scott are watching closely right now. What did Coach Dial, was there something that was mentioned about the pitcher, in fact, Sheck at that point?
Oh, there might have been. She did have one, I think, illegal pitch called earlier in this one. So maybe just a little bit of chatter about that.
I feel dialed in. I got to be honest. I feel dialed in. Stewart 3-2 the count. Takes it to the right side. You know, watching that approach from Sid is fun because it's a simple foul ball, right? But it kind of signifies who she is as a hitter. She is unafraid to hit it over the Jenny Finch jersey in right field or over the scoreboard. Her power is kind of into the alleys, isn't it?
And not really a dead pull hitter, if you will. Has long levers and can hit a ball easily, ball off of the plate.
3-2, so you go out there where she likes it, and just a little bit of curveball spin in the end. That's a good pitch. That's strike 3.
That's a great pitch, especially because of how that pitch was set up. The pitch prior was low, and so you give her that same look. We're going to go outside, but you have a little bit of upspin to it, so her eyes are already there, but you haven't shown her that cut. That curve with a little bit of rise to it. So pretty.
Grace Jenkins has had a wonderful start to her time here. Left-handed bat, pigeon-toed, gets up on that front toe and right over the inside corner. 0-1 the count to Grace. How good has the start been? .529 on base percentage. She's got a homer. She's got a double as well. And she's been crazy patient. 5 walks in her first 5 games. Right back to the screen it goes. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Check one of those players, and you see him different states in the United States where you can play varsity sports even as an 8th grader in the same school district. Well, she was a 5-year varsity softball player at Cedar Rapids Kennedy High School. What I always find unique about that is the challenge of being a 13U. We would never see this in travel softball, but in high school in the season, you could be a 13U playing with an 18U. If you're, in fact, an 8th grader playing high school softball.
Wow.
Two and 2. Daughter of Chris and Heather Sheck. Mom played softball, college as well, college basketball. You might wonder how she did as an 8th grader. I can see your mind turning out there as you watch. You know, 4 or 5 years younger than some of her foes.
I have no doubt.
She posted a 1.61 ERA as an 8th grader. Now, if you're an 18-year-old senior, that kind of messes with your confidence if you're 0 for 4 against the 8th grader.
You wouldn't like that with a youngin' coming into your house, striking you out? Hey, varsity team, what's up?
Jenkins dominating the Big East in her time there before transferring in. Big East Player of the Year, as a matter of fact, a season ago at UConn.
It's a great battle here. Haven't seen an off-speed pitch yet from Sheck. Everything's been curve, screw, rise. I'd throw it right now if you have it, if you're confident in it. Set up perfectly.
Sheck kind of deliberate as she readies herself, now steps onto the rubber. 3-2 the count, 1-1 the score. Just missed the inside corner. Yeah, that curveball does have an upward spin to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does. This is a good pitch, great take. Last couple of pitches were on the outer half. So you feel like you have a hitter leaning, trying to sneak one in, but Grace Jenkins, great eye.
Another conversation. Coach Dial, a staff member, talking through this situation. Well, whether they're preparing for the upcoming batter or not, we'll tell you this, that last weekend against Oklahoma, Taylor Beal, who is so decorated, they're going to make a move right now. Brooklyn Cardenas gets the call, a freshman. Yeah, before we pause for just a minute, just reminding you what Beal did last weekend. It was the lone win against Oklahoma. Now, they probably could have had a second win, but they ensured the big win on Saturday night with this.
Yeah, this was a swing. Man, so much fun to see her thrive in this moment. I mean, I said it in the moment, and I'll stay with it. This is the best swing that I've seen from her, kind of the swing of her career so far. Obviously, so much senior year left to play for Taylor Beal, but just where that moment was, the crowd was just on the edge of their seats, and the place just erupted. And that was a big win for Arizona.
And I said Saturday, it was Friday. It was the opener. They were dominated on Saturday and went back and forth in a heartbreaking loss on Sunday. Oklahoma with a couple of home runs very late to get out of town, get to their plane in Phoenix, Arizona, with a couple of seventh-inning home runs and break the Wildcats and their fans' hearts. Overall, all in total, I mean, you have to be inclusive of the blowout, 21-3 blowout. What were your thoughts in watching Arizona play Oklahoma, all three games inclusive?
Yeah, you know, I think what stood out to me was their offense looked great. I don't think their offense is going to downtick at all from where it was a season ago. I know there's a lot of new pieces, but offense looked ready to go. And then Jalen Adams was the story for me.
Yeah.
You don't know what, you know, a senior transfer is going to bring. Obviously, they're going to bring that experience, but she gave us a little something extra. She had a little fierceness to her, and she was determined, and she pitched in 4 consecutive days. You think about that, that's really tough, even if you are a senior who's been there and done that. And so for her to show up and be a workhorse in week 1 was great for Arizona fans.
.353 on base percentage for Taylor. You see 6 RBIs, 4 of those, as we mentioned, coming with 1 swing of the bat. Brooklyn Cardenas will hop out of the circle. She'll converge with her third baseman as they bump into one another, she and Rita. It's a bunt single for Taylor Beal. A lot of little ball this inning for the Cats.
Taylor Beal in that 5 spot, you can just read the third baseman. If you're going to see Frankie Rita play that deep at the bag and you know that you have the ability to lay one down, you're going to take it.
Sina Talataina. Brooklyn Cardenas, a freshman, drops that one just below the strike zone. Well, for Sina getting comfortable at this level, is still looking for that first collegiate hit. Bounces it to the left side, bobbled by Rita, looks down at her glove, gets comfortable with the softball and throws in time for the out. A little bit of everything in that inning. Well, let's Coach Lowe about some of the interesting decisions down on the field. The legend joins us in just a moment. The insights are always welcome, and as a reminder for you Drake fans and national fans, 4-time All-American at Arizona, our special head coach, and twice a national champion. That's in her resume. She certainly looks back on that with warmth, but she's all about today and tonight And thanks for spending time with us. We really appreciate it, Caitlin.
Absolutely.
So kind of a choppy first inning plus, right? I mean, the back and forth. What are they telling you down there with Bertuzzi, Hers, and Wagner? I know they seem to have the athletes kind of under the microscope tonight.
They do. We've had a few illegal pitches, and I thought when the arm went out, it was another one, and it was our runner leading off a little bit early. So no replay tonight, so we are just talking through it and adjusting as we go.
Okay, well, we were here through one, but I do want to ask you about opening week, just overall thoughts about your team, the ups and downs, and I thought really good moments, and maybe just some things that stood out to you as a coach.
I was just really excited with the way we approach things. I think we've kind of just talked about finding our identity as a team with so many new people, and I thought they came out and they were fearless. We have a lot of adjustments to make and a lot of growth that's going to happen, and that's what we've been talking about as well, is making sure that we get better every single weekend we step out here. So I'm excited for the start, but that's what it is, a start, and now we get back to work.
Thank you, Caitlin. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Arizona head coach Caitlin Lowe, and they're calling this one tight, calling this one close so far. We move to the second inning. Ava Curry will lead it off. Another chance for Janae Berry and that great changeup to settle in. As Curry takes just a little bit low. Ava, 2 of 11 to open up the year. She's walked a bunch, though. She's got those 2 hits. She's walked 8. That's right, 8 times. That's why you don't ever stop at batting average. That's, again, your tutorial. Don't ever stop at batting average. She's hitting 182. Her on base is 550 to open the year.
Well, such a young team, still an underclassman, but coming off of a big freshman season. Going upstairs, chasing this up stuff. Nice look at the spin there from Berry.
She had 370 a year ago. All Missouri Valley, pulls her hands in and drives it down the line. She served that one over the wall. You got to have quick hand to handle up and in like that.
That was a fun swing. So Berry goes right back to the same spot where a hitter swung and missed, and so that feels good as a hitter, right? You're gonna beat me once, but not twice. I'll get my hands there.
Sell me a changeup. She did. She drops it low. You knew that was coming.
Yep. You can overthink that a little bit as a pitcher as well. It almost feels too obvious. You feel like the hitter sometimes knows it. Just gotta trust your stuff.
Ava had a single home run last year. Scored 33 times to lead her team. Goes back to a changeup, fights it off over Beal's head and into center field. Ava Curry with a foul ball homer. A couple of pitches later has a single.
Yeah, really nice piece of hitting here with 2 strikes. You get back-to-back off speeds, keeps the hands back. You can see her legs, they were gone, but you keep those hands back, you can really do anything.
Junior college transfer a couple of seasons ago, a gifted center fielder, and Natalie Watts, right-handed bat. Lays that bat on her shoulder as she hits a high fly ball center field. Shockey's on the move. Shockey watches it sail out of here. Swinging a big bat today. Drake with their second home run, and they lead it 3-1.
This is a power bat in this lineup for Drake. She had 2 home runs last weekend. Now in her second year at Drake. First pitch, and this is the luxury that you have when you're batting in the lower half of the lineup. In the 6th spot, you get to watch all of your teammates have all those ABs, have the reps, talking about it. Okay, what's the first pitch like? Well, her best pitch maybe is this, but you want to look for this. Okay, I'm going to make a decision. I'm going first pitch, 1 zone with a big hack. And you run into it, man, it feels so good.
What a message sent from the visitors out of the Missouri Valley Conference. Leading it 3-1 with a pair of no-doubter home runs over the batter's eye in center field. That was a Sydney Stewart-style home run. That's what that reminded me of. Frankie Reedus, the third baseman in this case. Changed up on her, dots that inside corner. Rita from Lamont, Illinois. Her high school was a dominating journey, hitting over 500 in her career. And Rita hits a high fly ball to the alley in right center field. That one off the base of the wall. She'll hurry into second with the slide, and it's a double for Frankie. Extra base hit city. That's the third extra base hit for Drake.
And this pitch, it's just location for me. This is supposed to be a screwball, and it doesn't break. It's over the center part of the plate. And so if you're a hitter and Frankie Rita, you're going to see that pitch. You've got to go get it. She did. A little opposite field power. Thought that had a chance maybe to be the third home run of the game, but she'll take a double.
16 of them, by the way. Tops in the nation, and there are teams that have played more games than Drake's 5 games on the year. 16 two-baggers. That's kind of a fun and crazy total. Pearson Hall's got 5. We talked about that. Kendall Spire's got 3. That's 8 at the top of the order on its own. Ava Husak with a .353 on-base percentage to open the year. She's got a homer on that resume, her first collegiate home run. Just a freshman out of Cambridge, Iowa. Two and one the count. Very firm, gets the call. Little reach back there from Stewart. You won't always get the call. Bertuzzi following the actual flight of the softball. The catcher can decoy you with the reach back if you miss your spot. 2-2, change up outside. Barry transferring in from Indiana. 25 appearances a year ago. 9 wins during that time. Beater with that pitch, lifted into shallow left field. In fair territory, Addison Duke is there. Out number 1.
Got to find a way to get that first out if you're Barry in the circle.
Lily Gonzalez went from San Diego, California, and found a home at Drake. In her first year, played in 40 games, had a sub-200 batting average during that time, but her work is with her glove, and the bat will come. They know it will develop, so she's right back out there again this year. Good pitch, fooled her badly that time. 1-1 the count. Minimal opportunities, just a couple of at-bats. 0 for 2 to open the year. She does have a run scored. As Lily takes low.
She does stand out on the roster because the majority of this roster for Drake is in-state.
Yeah.
It's a couple of Colorado in there. The lone West Coaster.
Line drive, base hit into left field. They'll stop the runner at third. It's bobbled only for a moment. Throw off the mark, not really to any cutoff man. I think it slipped out of her fingertips. And then you immediately give credit to Gonzalez with heads-up base running, because she goes to second.
Just the contact right now from Drake is so solid, and yeah, a little bit of a bobble here. Sometimes you look up and maybe you're thinking one thing and then you hear another, and that's where that kind of cross decision happens and the errant throw. Lucky for Arizona, nothing bad happened, even though you have a runner get now to scoring position, but that throw really could have gotten away, and who knows what would have happened. Nice timeout here from the Arizona defense just to try and regroup real quick.
Well, they're dealing with the hitter with the base open that left the yard. A homer, the freshman. Beautiful swing this time, and she was rewarded for it.
She was almost a little bit out in front of this. She's got more in her for sure. But what a way to start that inning, to start this game.
And the aggressive hitter has started off with the changeup over the outside corner. For Kendall Spire, her second collegiate home run in her first 19 college at-bats. Screwball that time, gets the call on the fringes. 0-2 the count. Janae trying to find her place here. A lot of runs allowed in her first couple of outings. Little topper, kind of in between no man's land, and not super aggressive coming down that line. That's a break for the Cats, and the runners stay put. That's a huge out with no one moving up.
That could have easily have been a run scored for Drake. I feel like you have got to see that ball down and just react.
Well, we always say the game looks easy from these chairs up in the press box, but the one thing we know instantly is that the play was being made by Janae, who was moving away from home plate, away from third base. So there was not going to be momentum to gather that softball, turn and throw accurately. On a tag play, by the way, at home plate. Good changeup, 1-1.
Yeah, and that's one of those plays where you can just change your plan, right? Your plan may be to leave late or see it through the infield, but if you see something, you can change your plan. You can change your mind and go and react.
Yeah, that had the look, and then we'll move on from it, but that had the look of kind of just a safety squeeze bunt, a really good safety squeeze bunt. As you said, see it, and then as it checks up out there, take off. Out front into right field. Got her leaning on that changeup. But again, Hall, pretty good job making contact as she lines to right. First couple of innings for Drake in the challenge being in Tucson. Look, they've been up to the challenge. They've homered not once, but twice, including Natalie Watts. Well, look at that seat right across, checking it out from a frat house up on the roof.
He's probably watching the game, I would think, right?
Yes.
Of course.
Beautiful pitch over the outside corner to Kez Lucas. And just like that, and it was a call to move the freshman in, and Brooklyn Cardenas. It was started by Jamie Scheck, but Cardenas has some runs to work with. Drop ball right below the zone, 0-2 the count. So Kez, looking for her first collegiate hit, has scored a run, 0 for 6. Big part of the plans for the long term. As she and Sniffen hit back-to-back, you have a couple of talented State 50 Hawaiians in the lineup here. Both very young. Lucas, a freshman. Sniffen, a sophomore. Lucas on the other side of the diamond, a good first baseman, whereas Sniffen's a heck of a Gold Glove caliber third baseman. Rolled out to the right side, took a belt high hop, where Pearson Hall turns it into an out. One away.
And your team gives you, you know, that second inning, 2 more insurance runs. You want to go out there and pitch to contact. I'm going down the zone if that's my best stuff. If that's my best zone, especially with a team like Arizona and their power. Let's see if we can just limit some things. Work corner to corner. If they hit it on the ground, great. But the biggest thing is pound strikes. Don't overthink things. And especially now for Drake, they're still pitching through Arizona the first time through the lineup, so just trying to make sure that you're getting ahead.
Janet Damage in the opening weekend. She only had 2 hits in those first 5 games, but they were a double and a homer, so even though it's 2 for 11, it's a slugging percentage over 500. Also picked up a walk along the way. I think for her, this is an athlete, when you think about what the glove brings, it's an outstanding glove, but I think she had a high slugging percentage last year, really was able to, as a freshman, you know, slug at 500. She had 7 home runs. I think that home run total, and I don't think you're stretching it, Kens could go double digits this year.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you feel that taste of being an everyday starter. I think that is so huge to start your career with as many at-bats and chances that Jenna had a season ago. She was the everyday starter from the jump, from day one. And so you have all of those experiences, and then you go into the off season and what do I need to work on? What's next for my game? How can I level up?
Hard ground ball, a couple of steps to her left. Lily Gonzalez, the shortstop, makes the play. 2 outs in the inning.
I love the zone right now from Cardenas in the circle, just keeping it down. Down, 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 down. Side to side, you can pick a quarter, but I'm going to give you drop. and I'm going to execute my location.
What a start it's been for Addison Duke. 4 for 9, 4 walks as well. On base at a clip over 600 as she drops that one foul. Duke, the Ole Miss transfer, playing in now what is just her sophomore year. A lot of time playing as a defensive replacement for Ole Miss last year. Pinch running as well. Left field's hers this year, though. Someone will have to take that position from her, and her start has really helped to solidify the decision to put her out there. Pretty good defender, too, out there.
Has a lot of great tools, good speed, has a good arm. Triple threat in the box.
Originally from Yuma, daughter of Lisa and Clint. Really good in the classroom, SEC All-Academic, right out of the jump. NFCA All-American Scholar Athlete last year. Good take on a tantalizing pitch, 2-2. Fights that one off into the seats. Duke making her decision June 9th of this past summer, 2025. To commit to making the change, and that wasn't that long after going to the Women's College World Series with Ole Miss last year. So it's interesting, you bring into campus an athlete that's well known because a great in-state player. And even though it was limited playing time, pinch running, defensive replacement, you can't replace that experience she got, winning a regional, winning a super regional.
Which is kind of ironic that it was here at Hillenbrand.
That's exactly right.
You also get a, you're not looking, right, for the transfer portal at that time, but you're like, wait, no, I do remember you. You came in, you had this great at-bat, or you made a great defensive play. Yeah, okay. We'll take you.
Fights that one off. She was an amazing soccer player. Team captain on her club soccer team as a young athlete, so that was part of her resume. I can see the soccer in her with the way she plays the game. I love that sport for multi-sport athletes. 2-2, lifts that one to left field. Leaking back just shy of the warning track is Aragon, who is there to make the play. 1-2-3 inning on a gorgeous day. Positive numbers for the visitors out of the Missouri Valley Conference. Kenzie Darren, glad to have you back with all of us. Mike calling the shots in the great production truck over at McHale as that one dives down and away. Tatum Aragon, here are the positive numbers. To open the game, Drake is 5 of 11. And even better than that, 5 of 8 with runners on. They seem quite comfortable in what could be an intimidating place, and you doff your cap to them for that reason. That's off the bag, but did it get the right side, the runner's side of the bag? It did. Well, that was close. That's kind of a break for the Cats there.
Well, I was just going to follow up your point with looking down at my scorecard. I've been kind of writing some little notes about how hard the contact has been. Yep, that's a foul ball. Good call. That's a good look. But, it's one thing to have as many hits as they already have through 2 innings, but every hit has been solid, big hits, off of the wall, close to another home run. Like, they just are very comfortable right now in the box.
That one elevated, really effective rise ball that time. Very shallow center field. Reagan Shockey clears everyone out. She makes the play for the first out of the inning.
But I still like the swing. Yes, an out, but that was a big swing. If you're going to miss big. You can tell that in the game plan for Drake offensively, it's like, let's not get cheated. Let's take hacks. Pick a side of the plate. Get your swing out.
Talk to me a bit about the receiving skills and what you've seen from Sydney Stewart as she works with Barry.
Well, she has the ability to really have great reach. I mean, she's 6'1", long arms. And she does a good job of framing things. even when maybe they're not perfect, right? Like we saw a pitch a couple of pitches ago last inning where it was on the other side of her. She kind of got crossed up. But as a catcher, you're taught that if it's in the strike zone, and even though it's not where maybe it was supposed to be, hold it. Give a look. Let your home plate umpire have a chance.
Over the outside corner, when you got into that zone, that kind of very special place where not a whole lot of thinking goes on as a pitcher, how important was that give and take in the leadership of your catcher?
Huge. And I was always looking for input from my catcher as well. Like, how's my spin? How's the zone? Obviously, you're talking about that right off of the jump, the first at bat, first inning, talking the zone. But as the game progresses, I was always telling my catchers to keep me honest. How is my stuff? Do I need to start moving things away?
Beautiful changeup, strike 3. Continue your thoughts.
And also at the same breath, when things are good, tell me. Like, give me that confidence and feed me when things are good. So right there, that's a great changeup. Sydney Stewart's talking to Barry saying, throw it again. Keep that confidence up. Keep that pitch right there.
And at the end of the day, as she zips a screwball over the outside corner, good-looking pitch to Curry, it's Barry that's got to right the ship. She's the one who has to execute the pitches, but there is an important role that Stewart can play. She can't go out there and actually make the pitches, but she can steal a strike or almost steal a strike with that one. And right now, when you've given up as many runs in as few of innings as she has, kind of walking the tightrope, and a partner like Stewart can help you get back on track.
And I think it's so key that you have a senior behind the plate as well, and a senior in the bullpen. You know, Barry is new, a transfer, so you feel like she's kind of a freshman. Yes, she's a sophomore. She did pitch a season ago at Indiana, but there's just a lot of newness, right, in this new season.
1-1 the count as she skips it in there. I love you sharing that you sought input. We're always given input from our catchers. I'm an old minor league and college baseball pitcher, so they're just, that you sought it out. You know, the honesty that you hope for. Good changeup, let her high. But a solid start, certainly, for Drake as they have come to town. And when we come back, we'll hear from their head coach. Coach Dial with her perspective. Lindsay will join us in just a moment. Lindsay Dial's team really looks comfortable on the road in Tucson. She joins us in the first base dugout. Lindsay, thanks for a minute of your time. We appreciate it.
Yeah, you bet. We're excited to be here. This is our first time being on dirt since October, and so we kind of forgot what the sun looks like. It feels good to be out here today.
Yeah, and there's comfort. That's got to mean a lot to see your team, as you said, go from inside to outside and swing the bat like they have to open this game.
Yeah, we've been working a lot in the offseason. You know, we get stuck inside in Iowa, and so we have time to really offensively focus on some things, and we're trying to not let this game be big and stay within ourselves, and I think they're, you know, a lot of young kids doing a good job of that.
Can you share a little bit of the offensive game plan? Because I was so complimentary of what I was seeing of your swings. It just seems like you're up there very aggressive early in the count.
Yeah, you know, we were talking about making sure you're going to the plate with a plan and that you're not letting yourself get outside of that. You know, Kylie Kindlespire leading us off there did a great job of laying off some things to be able to get a pitch that she could do something with. And I think that you know, the rest of them are starting to make those adjustments too. We're going to have to lay off that off speed and not, you know, we're going to get ourselves in trouble if we don't make an adjustment with that.
We're glad to have you here with us in Tucson.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Good stuff. Drake with a strong showing, leading in this one by a score of 3-1. And as we talked about with Coach Dial, a really decorated career at Indian Hills Community College. 186 wins, winning 77% of the time there, and that's just a great place to cut your teeth coaching or playing the sport. It's a ton of softball. Shockey on the move. Shockey's on again. Just does it so well. Reagan Shockey drops down a gorgeous bunt. Scored a run back in the first inning. Both her hits have been bunt hits.
Man, this is so frustrating as a pitcher because you can feel it coming before the ball is even out of your hand. You're like, you did it last time, you're going to do it again. I'm going to have to go run this down, and man, you're just too speedy.
Serenity now as she digs in. Trice had a sacrifice bunt, a miscue, scored a run as she stabs through that one, and my goodness, Frankie Rita literally could have reached out and shook her hand. She's so close, charging in from third.
Well, every base hit so far has been a drag bunt in this game.
Takes that one with her on the ground. The tag is there, so she reaches on a fielder's choice. The moment didn't get too big for Pearson Hall. It was let her high and the tag right out in front of her.
Unfortunate for Arizona, you have the speed to lead off this inning, and this is a situation where you're looking for a sacrifice, maybe just a little tap and go to the left side, and that's a great play by the Drake infield to make sure that you get that secure out and keep Reagan Shockey off of second base.
I'm so glad you finally put the in front of Drake for all you Seinfeld fans out there that occasionally think about loving the Drake. We won't ever go the other direction, so thank you for putting the in front of Drake. At some point I knew you would. I was waiting. Sydney Stewart, top spin into left field, one hops to wall. You can't hit it much harder. They're going to stop Serenity. It's a couple of bases. Sydney Stewart, a laser beam off the wall and left. It's a double.
First hit that has not been a drag bunt. Sydney Stewart, second time through the lineup for Arizona. You know that this part of the lineup has been chomping at the bit to come back and get their second AB, make those adjustments. The speed of Serenity Trice, that ball is right in front of her. She can watch it and kind of feel where she could push things base running wise.
That's a great replay, by the way, how to run the bases for all you young athletes there. As you said, watching out front of her, the moment those spikes touched the bag, she picked up her coach. Just really pretty base running for an excellent base runner. Runners on second and third for Grace Jenkins with one out. Just added another walk to a very patient season for Grace. She's walked 6 times already this year, first time up. She wants to swing it. She hits a high fly ball to the track. It goes in center field. Both runners tag. Into third it goes, far enough away, possibly for another run to score. We shall see. Head first slide, out at the plate. And a wonderful reaction and a response to go get that softball and make an accurate throw. Now, a run to score, it's 3-2, but a great response for Drake to get that out at the home.
Yeah, not giving up on it. Sydney Stewart trying to push it and laying the tag on.
That tone there.
There is no video replay today, so this is an out. And this is a huge out for the Drake defense.
If there were to be video replay, you might get that one back.
Yep.
3-2 the score.
Rivalries run deep, and our shots fall.
Natalie Watts leads things off and quickly steps into a hole. 0-1 the count. Good changeup. Janae Berry gets this inning started. As we play here in the top of the 4th inning, 3-2 the score. And another changeup back-to-back. This one a swing and a miss. I think the key of the play that ended last inning was how Rita went and got it. It was an errant throw, made an accurate throw to the plate. As we talked about, upon review, Stewart might have slid that hand onto home plate ahead of time. It would have been close on replay, but probably would have gone the Cats' way.
Yeah, you can see her right hand. Ooh, that's close.
It is close. I don't know if they would have overturned it.
It would have been fun, though. You looking at all the angles. You know, we're just looking at the 2 angles there, but great play to stay calm under pressure, right? You have the throw that gets away, your heart rate goes up, you have to run a ball down and deliver with a sharp throw home, and they did.
I mean, early returns, right? We're just starting this game, but it's a pretty darn good softball team, Drake. I mean, moments like that tell you a lot.
Well, we just heard that they had not been on dirt until this week. And so to me, that's so tough when you're a cold weather school and you haven't been able to do stuff like that, do a play just like that, that's on dirt. And typically defenses will be so far behind, but no excuses, right? Like let's go out there and let's execute.
Beal vacuums that one up as she always does. So pitch number 64, an effective one. And suddenly Janae Berry getting her swag on just a little bit out there. That is 7 in a row sat down. And we always talk about what adjustment is the hitter going to make the second time through the order, and understandably so. Well, this is a case where a pitcher has made some good adjustments second time through.
Yeah, pitch location has been much improved the last 2 innings. I'm always checking for pitchers, just that pitcher in me, where the misses are. If the misses are missing with the pitch intention, like that last pitch prior was a screwball that missed away. That one as well. When you have a screwball that's maybe missing middle, okay, that's when the red flags start to go up. Is the drop ball missing high or is it missing down? Those are the little things that, and you feel that as a pitcher as well. And you also want to make sure that your catcher is checking in with you, letting you know, hey, that is not the direction we want to be spinning that pitch. Quick adjustment, you got it.
Tried to pull a pitch away, and that's exactly what she wanted you to do, and suddenly she's locked in. 3 ground ball outs in this inning, and 8 in a row sat down by Janae Berry. And albeit we tend to anticipate this team getting things going, they haven't enough. They're trailing at 3-2, and credit to Drake. Those 3 runs have stood up so far. As Taylor Beal leads it off, pops the bunt up, diving attempt. Maybe the first time that she's on dirt, sock simmer, but unafraid to dive hard on that dirt. Good attempt. Love seeing that effort.
Yeah, sometimes those ones that are right in front of you, those are tough to locate as a catcher.
In on the corners. 1-1 the count. Brooklyn Cardenas, a freshman out of Firestone, Colorado. Good hitter and pitcher during her time as a high school athlete, Fossil Ridge High School. She'll come out of the circle, zip it on over to first, and just in time. Little late step on the bag by Hall, who was covering. I don't like the word nonchalant, but it was just a last-minute step, and she just beat her.
Yeah, good transition. A little late getting there, like
There
you're
you
talking
go.
about.
Yeah.
Typically, if you're in position a little bit earlier, you can kind of turn into that first baseman and get a better step. But, hey, that was a great transition. Good field. Solid throw over to first. Bang, bang play.
Cena has to straighten up, get out of the way. 1-0 the count. Talataina still seeking that first collegiate hit. Cathedral Catholic High School is where she did so much good work as a student and as a high school player. That drop ball nips the outside corner. 1-1 the count. Taulai and Cheryl, her parents. She takes that one over the outside. On the corner, 1-2. She's got 3 sisters and 1 brother. Dad played football at Oregon State. She played some football. Flag football in high school. Basketball as well.
I hear flag football is like the thing right now.
Mm-hmm.
It was not a thing when I was young.
2-2. Goes up, lifts that one foul. Ready for that rise ball. We'll do it again.
If it was available, I would have played, no doubt. Although my dad got so mad at me once he found out I played Powder Puff my junior year. He was like, excuse me? You know you are committed to Arizona and you have no business out here playing football.
To the right side, that one driven shy of the track. A check swing contact. Sends it into the glove of Ava Curry. And did you say you were sorry?
I said we won.
Okay.
Juniors beat the seniors. I was quarterback.
Yeah, you'd have been a flag football star. I love the growth of that sport at the prep level. It's wonderful. All right, Kez Lucas, your turn now. Another one seeking her first college hit. 1-0 the count on Kez. Okay, Black Hawaii. 3 years she played for that great travel team. Kez, high fly ball right field to the warning track, to the wall, and then streaking over to her left. Ava Curry kind of decoyed all of us. Thought that might be disappearing, but the ballpark held it. That's how it would have been a wonderful way to get her first college hit. A homer, just shy. Curry, you deked us. Mayberry, 4 innings pitched, 3 runs, a couple of home runs allowed, 6 outs on the ground of the 9 outs that were via contact. Your thoughts on Janae so far?
Well, the second half adjustments, and of course gave up that lead-off home run, and then the 2 runs in the second, and then has had back-to-back 3 up, 3 down. 3 strikeouts, and to your point, a lot of balls down on the ground, and to me that tells me location has leveled up because the contact has gotten weaker. The contact the first 2 innings was sharp from the bats of the Bulldogs. Pitches were just a little bit too white, and so you talk about it, make some adjustments, and go right back to it in the 3rd and 4th, and was really sharp on her corners. And so what happens? Nice, easy ground balls for your defense.
Yeah, when you look back at some of the advanced metrics for Barry last year, just leaning into what you talked about, those ground ball outs, twice as many in this game. She actually pitched at Indiana in her, 65 or so innings that she worked. She pitched as a pretty extreme fly ball pitcher. And so to see her shift things onto the ground and find those outs below the bats, at the bottom side of the bats, may turn out to be one of her nice calling cards. Now, if you're change up, rise ball up, you're going to get more fly ball outs. The fly balls have gone out against her. That's been the frustrating part. And then a leadoff walk. Now that does end a string of 8 in a row sat down. But that'll frustrate you when you issue a walk to the 9-hole hitter.
Yeah, you want it back. And now Drake turning the lineup over for the 3rd time. This is a hitter that had a great swing off of you in the 1st inning.
That hitter is Kylie Kindlespire. Already has 3 doubles, a triple, and 2 homers on the year. Halfway with the swing. Trying to use the dirt there, and it's a rare miscue from the shortstop, Beal. She's trying to use the dirt as her friend, but it ended up being an errant throw. So a single and an error, I believe, is how they'll rule at that time.
The play that Taylor Beal needed to make was a fake throw here, and then you throw it very quickly to second base, and that's it. That's the only play that you have. Instead, the sure-handed senior just throws it away. You can see her face. She knows it right away. And it looks like this ball goes into the dugout, and so umpires are having a quick chat about whether Lily Gonzalez should have scored. Was she past second base? I think, unfortunately, for Drake, she was standing on the base.
And you're right, hadn't made that turn and was on her journey.
But they'll take 2nd and 3rd with no outs.
Yeah, some threats and trying to do some more damage. And it's time for Jalen Adams to take the assignment and keep this right where it is. Again, we knew we'd see Adams a little bit later on in this game, but we see her a little bit earlier. 18 really good innings for Adams.
We have 2nd and 3rd on that play.
I apologize, I interrupted Michael Hurst, who was saying what you just said. We'll step aside. Adams has had an amazing start to her journey as a member of the Wildcats. We'll reintroduce her when we come back. What a journey at Iowa. Incredible stuff. Let's get into that scouting report. This is where we need your knowledge and wisdom, and especially, have you seen this come to fruition in front of our eyes?
Well, she had big game experience coming into last week, and then you get to face Oklahoma, was number 3 ranked last week a couple of times and got a win and threw a lot. Has good curveball that she'll use to both sides of the plate. Really likes to work a backdoor, can show rise. And so coming in here looking for some outs and trying to shut things down.
She's got an incredible number in front of her this year. She did it in the past. Look, she was about 3/4 of all base runners that she dealt with were stranded, so a left on base percentage of 75%. It's crazy this year. Pearson Hall serves that one off the screen, right on left. This year, when you look at, and I'm not sure if inherited runners are included in this number, but either way, the left on base percentage for Jalen Adams this year is 97%. That means 3%, less than 3% of all base runners she's dealt with have scored. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that is ridiculous. Speaks to her fearlessness, her mentality. And some pitchers are like that when, things get tough, you're better. Kind of have that backs against the wall mentality, and sometimes you need a little bit of chaos to get you going in the circle.
Now she needs some big pitches here. The key is she's not a true strikeout pitcher. She seeks one. Infield tight, they're looking for some uncomfortable contact. Gun down that run at the plate. Runners on second and third. Couple of steps in the middle, couple of steps on the corners as well. Shot that one foul, would have emptied them. But now the count 2-2.
Look out.
So again, not a massive strikeout pitcher, but what's the closest thing to her swing and miss pitch in your mind?
Backdoor curve.
Okay.
But to me here, 2-2 count, I would kind of break it up a little bit. There it is.
Elevated.
Yep. Change your line of sight, and if you have it in the arsenal and you're confident enough, this pitch right here, backdoor curve that's got a little bit of up stuff to it, sets up a changeup. Because it's high, it's fast, and what is the complete opposite of that? Low and slow. It's just whether you're confident enough to throw it in this count.
Lifted left field. Deep enough certainly to score that run. Tagging up, the throw to the plate. Come on down, standing up runner since the throw went home. Moves to third, so another run and a very big run as Gonzalez comes on home. And Pearson Hall, a freshman, a quality at bat.
Yeah, and you could see the offense and the dugout for Drake. They're fired up. They know what kind of insurance run that is in this game where we're at in the moment. Almost hit her a little bit, but the throw coming all the way home from Reagan Shockey, too high to be cut.
Drops down a bunt. No play anywhere. What really looked like there may have been a play at the plate on just a shovel, but it wasn't seen that way by Sniffen, so the inning rolls on.
So you have the execution from the sacrifice fly, and then how about a little safety squeeze? Jenna Sniffen not knowing where the play is anywhere. Doesn't make a play.
Would have taken an exceptional play to get the run at the plate, correct?
I think a shovel play is right there in front of you.
Okay.
And you practice that all the time, but man, Drake, they've got it right now.
That's a couple of miscues then. Maybe one of them mental and one of them actually physical in this inning from the most sure-handed part of the defense for Arizona, the left side. One from Beal and one from Sniffen. You won't see it again. I mean, you really won't. To the right side, that is a fair ball. Sock Simmer let it travel deep into her stance. They'll send the runner on around to the plate. Now the runner trailing to third. The tag out at third. But another add-on run, really aggressive base coaching, really aggressive base running here.
Little inside out here, and Lucas is playing too far off the line. You could see Sock Simmer picking up her coach there. And the throw from right field coming in, that throw needs to be coming home. It goes to second. It allows a Bulldog runner to score. Fortunate for the defense of Arizona, they are able to get an out of that.
6-2 the number. A big hole for the Cats to dig out of now. As that screwball misses outside, 1-1 the count on Ava Curry. Curry singled and scored. Also grounded out to second. Back to the screen it goes. And for Socksimmer, that travel swing, that was pretty. And we always talk about it too, Kenzie. Why coaches make decisions right there. Thank you for that great shot. Why coaches make decisions that they make. And the common sense answer would be, I'm going to make them make the throws. I'm going to make them be accurate. And they didn't make the proper throws.
No doubt, and that's a couple of times in this game where that has happened. Arizona defense throwing things around a little bit, and you have to credit Drake, who came out early in this game with some really big swings, and then, you know, the pitching change happens in this inning, but the execution is still there. The little things, you have the runners on, a sacrifice fly, a suicide squeeze, an extra base, running the bases, looking for that extra base.
High fly ball hanging up in left field, a lot of range there. Addison Duke puts it away, but a huge inning for the visitors from Iowa. Strong statement by Drake. Just when you think the Cats are creeping in, Drake punches even more. 3 runs in the top of the 5th inning. All eyes are right there in the circle on Brooklyn Cardenas, who now has 4 runs to work with. She came on early in this game in relief and has provided a ton of it for Drake. And now she's got a chance as a freshman, just starting to get her feet wet at the college level, as a freshman, to really be a big part of this game. The interesting thing about it is I'm trying to dig in on the numbers. I'm all but positive this is her college debut.
Yep.
Sheck and Husak, Driscoll, Sheets, Gall have all pitched. Been pretty darn good in her college debut. High fly ball hanging up into right center field. Couple of steps onto the track. Watts with good range. 3 outs in a row in the air from Brooklyn's right arm. Caitlin Lowe had a thing or two to say between innings. Look, it started with walking the 9-hole hitter, some defensive mistakes, and maybe just reminding them, too, how good they can be.
Yeah, you just think about, you know, the highs of last week brought standing room only against number 3 ranked Oklahoma. And so just the nature of, you know, human sport, it's very easy to say, okay, maybe they're going into this game a little too lax, but I think that's why you saw that moment from Coach Lowe trying to be like, hey, we've got to go right now. There's a lot of ball game left, but we've got to get up. And then you have a team that you could feel from the first inning, and even through the coach's interview, how stoked they were to be on dirt, to have this opportunity, and just they're ready to play. Mindset that they had stepping onto the field from the first inning. That is why you love sports. It's the best reality television. You never know. The game doesn't know.
Well said. 0-2 the count on Addison Duke. Addison flied to left field back in the 2nd inning. Duke, high fly ball, tracking it. Another out in the air, just coming right at him. That's 4 successive outs in the air.
Swings a little bit too big, especially when you're down 4, right? One swing's not gonna do it for you. You need some innings where you have a lot of people on base, putting some pressure on the defense. We saw what that did to Arizona. last half inning. But you have to give credit to the freshman in the circle. She is hitting her spot so well.
Like that, over the outside corner, pulled the string back. Reagan Shockey, who's 2 for 2, 2 bunt hits. She just apologized to the dugout. Maybe she missed the sign. I thought it was a great pitch. Goes back out there with the same pitch, 1-1, I should say.
Yeah, nothing has been upstairs. Everything has been drop or curve down in the zone.
Pounds that one off the dirt. A 3 for 3 day for Reagan Shockey. She's putting on a clinic today on how to hit leadoff and be a slapper.
And so if you know that a pitcher is down in the zone, if you're a slap hitter, you're like, let's go. That's where I want it. I want it down in the zone, whether it's inside or outside. That's where my barrel can do the damage. Throw my barrel down, get that high hop.
Now this is the pressure part of the order. It started with Duke, so to get Duke for that second out's a big deal. Trice is going to make a play. They charge and able to make the play. Getting a streaking Trice through the bag. Isn't that 3? What are we doing out here? Come on now. Cardena's doing a great job out there in the circle. We'll see. Did they get her? As we head into break. Why don't you folks be the ump? Your road season, first time on dirt, then just swing the bat. Drake has been amazing today. Here's a look.
Yeah, how about the freshman getting things going? Kendall Spire with the solo shot in the first, and then second inning, right back to it. Ava Curry gets on base, and Natalie Watts, 2-run shot, just big swings, and then a little bit of extra insurance in the 5th here where things got a little chaotic for Arizona on defense. Balls are getting thrown away, extra runners are scoring and moving up the base paths, but one thing is for sure, Drake came to Tucson and they came with a game plan, and that was to swing big and swing hard and swing early.
And they've made a strong statement. Sydney Stewart, let's hope she's okay, had her cage rattle, just a little bit of foul ball directly off the caging on the catcher's helmet. I'll shake you up for sure. I had to see she'd let her pitcher know, I'm good. She let
Oof. One position I never played.
Got some good looking royal blue nail polish I noticed there on that replay. Dare I say Dodger blue?
Oh.
Natalie Watts. That pretty swing was a no-doubter. It was over the batter's eye in center. That screwball just under the hands there. Backdoor curveball, I believe.
Yeah, catchers are just so tough, man.
1-1 the count. Sid grinding back there with Jalen Adams, her battery mate. She goes into that same spot with a lift to it, 2-1.
Yeah, Jalen's not afraid to go into the righties at all.
Beat her that time. Off the screen, not playable. So her mom, Andy, speaking about Jalen in the circle, was a really good softball player too. First baseman, played first at Buena Vista University, and as a matter of fact, during her 4 years, twice Mom was an All-American at that level. And that's fun. I mean, you have that kind of conversation, the connectivity that either father and daughter or mother and daughter can have, as that one's popped up and spins foul.
Also just thinking about, I'm sure there's a lot of familiarity here with Adams being from Iowa.
Yeah.
Played with Jamie Sheck in club ball for Iowa Premier. And then probably played against the majority of this roster in high school.
2-2. On a line, out to Sniffen. right next to the bag. Watts was ready, but she hit it right at a defender. So if you're Arizona, the angst level, I'm guessing, is creeping up just a little bit. You've only got 6 outs to play with now, and you're grand slam down. I think the big reminder that the Cats will give to one another, you would hope, inside their own heads is you can't hit a grand slam with no one on. Let's get some runners on and get the pressure. Let's do what we did against Oklahoma and get some pressure going. Frankie Rita. There's some life on that one as it misses in. 1-1 the count. Frankie Ritaville doubled back in the second inning, grounded out to short. I know you like the name Frankie Rita as much as I do.
It stood out when we were filling in the lineup. Frankie Rita. Obviously, you are at Rita Hillenbrand Memorial Stadium.
Yes. And anytime your name can be sung along in the words of a Jimmy Buffett song, it's a positive. I think when you've called so many games now, you've got such a great depth that you've had in sitting here in this yard and even national games as well. You can't apologize as an announcer, game caller, play-by-play, color analyst for having a name game, an all-name team.
I'm with you.
Beautiful pitch. How about that? Are you with that pitch? Right over the inside corner, strike 3.
A little bit up, but probably too close to take with 2 strikes here. Backdoor curve. Just painting it. And not going away from the game plan. The game plan is to go in, stick with that.
I'm wanting that call if I'm Jalen. And a lot of her strikeouts will be that way, backwards K. He's a contact pitcher. 1-0 the count on Ava Husak. She wraps it around the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Top half of inning number 6. Drake leading it 6-2. Dots it again.
Let's go right back to that.
The 1-2 pitch, elevated that time. It's an easy chance in left. Addison Duke turns it into an out. Get late for the Cats, they're down 4 at home. Fans looking on, it has been quite a statement made by Brooklyn Cardenas. 4 1/3 innings, just 1 earned run allowed. 6 fly ball outs, 6 ground ball outs, without a strikeout. She's just pitched to uncomfortable contact. Kudos, tip of the cap. Sydney Stewart is her first foe. 1-1 the count on the slugger, who hit a laser beam double off the base of the wall back in the 3rd inning. Stewart, high fly ball right field, gone. So much fun to watch a confident hitter trust her hands, and that's exactly what Stewart does as she enjoys the tour around the bases. And for Stewart, she'll have many more, but it's her first homer of the year.
I feel like that was kind of an angry swing. But with what Cardenas has been doing in the circle, this is a much needed adjustment from the power bats of Arizona. Seeing the ball so deep, I feel like Arizona's swings have been too big. They've been early out in front, kind of that weak pop-up contact. And so if you're gonna do something different, Sydney Stewart saying, I'm seeing that drop ball and I'm gonna hit it to the opposite part of the ballpark. I don't care if it's on the inside part of the plate or on the outside part of the plate. That's what kind of hitter she is. She has that much power. And I liked her intensity, running around 3rd, turning to her team, like, let's go. right now.
She's one of the few players in that lineup that can take a shot like that. You know, worst case, that's extra bases. Hey, look, great outing by Brooklyn Cardenas. It's a homer that chases her from the game. Cassidy Gall takes the rock, and she goes to work for Drake. And we will step aside. Gall trying to hold things right where it's at. For the visitors from Drake, they lead Arizona 6-3. This is already for Cassidy Gall. Gall, originally from Grafton, Wisconsin, just north of Milwaukee. Went to Cedarburg High School, and last year began her college career at Evansville. But she follows up an amazing effort. It was really, really fun to see what Cardenas did in her college debut.
Yeah, kind of a quick hook to start this game. You have the veteran Jamie Scheck started, and then in the first inning, Drake making the pitching change, going from the redshirt senior to the true freshman.
Wow.
And man, she held Arizona in check. Just the 2 runs through 6 innings, and yeah, hats off, young lady. That's quite the effort.
Gall just 2 innings pitched this year in her lone appearance. I gave her credit for a couple, and she has allowed a couple of runs as well. Cassidy, the sophomore. We talked about the work at Evansville last year. She threw 45 1/3 innings at Evansville. Pitched to an ERA of 4.17 before transferring. As that one misses outside. 2-0 the count to Grace Jenkins. Grace has walked and driven in a run with the sac fly. Heavy ground ball pitcher when she's right, Gall. And you can see why, as that one nips the outside corner. 2-1 with a pitch like that. Two and two.
It's a good swing and a hitter's count. 2-1 count. You're looking one side of the plate, one speed.
Gall last year struck out just 10 in 45 1/3 innings. Hit hard on a hop, played on a backhand chest high by Hall. Sometimes you hit it right at him, and that was the case that time. You can bet Grace had advice for Beal. She saw it well. Her mates look on from that third base dugout. Beal has singled and lined to second. And she lines that one into right field for a base hit. After the aggressive turn, Beal reaches. Homer, ground out single here in the 6th inning.
Yeah, first pitch, and you just said it. You saw Grace Jenkins give a lot of information to Taylor Beal, and I love that senior to senior relationship because there's so much trust, right? A senior is going to absolutely trust what another senior is feeding them, and so if you're gonna have that information, let's go with the game plan. First pitch maybe is what she said. Look inside, look outside, whatever it was, Taylor Beal was ready for it.
Sina Talataina, her mates need her, and her first college hit could come at a really good time if she picks it up now. Today she is 0 for 2. She's grounded out to third and flied out to right field. 0 for 9 on the season. Patient take. You can see where the ground balls come from with the stuff. 2-0 the count. See if she can relax, put a pass on one to the big part of the ballpark. Runner on the move, throw down, head first slide, it's stolen. Talataina, meantime, took a center cut pitch for strike 1.
Yeah, Taylor Beal with sneaky speed over there at first base. Uncontested throw.
Two and 1 the count. Bounced out to third on a single hop. Zipped quickly across the diamond. Good strong arm by Frankie Rita. 2 outs in the inning. Runner has to stay in Beal. 0 for 3 today for Talataina. Arizona opening up the bench, and Emma Kavanaugh, the sophomore, gets the call. Just a different look, and let's see how this works out for the Cats.
Emma had some big-time pinch hit at-bats just last weekend against Oklahoma. I feel like every time she came off of the bench, it was a quality at-bat, whether it was a walk or a single up the middle.
To your point, she had 2 hits, 2 walks, on base 4 times. And Kavanaugh takes right down the middle, 0-1 the count. Emma 2 of 6 to open the year with a pair of walks, 1 strikeout. So a 500 on base percentage and a small sample size to open her season. You've seen Kavanaugh for a year plus now. What is it about the approach that you like?
I think she's just aggressive, right? In everything that she does, whether she swings big, misses big. Obviously, she's a year older with more experience.
Kavanaugh, high fly ball, left field. Emma just left it. Caitlin Lowe pushes the perfect button at the perfect time.
And to be a pinch hitter, you have to have a different mindset. You have to have a big mindset and be okay to fail big, or, of course, she's not failing here. She is seeing this thing deep, knowing it right off the bat. But it's just a mindset you have to have and an attitude to come off of the bench when maybe energy's a little bit low. And how do you create the energy? I'm just going to do it myself. I'm going to do it with how I walk up to the plate. I'm going to do it with my takes. I'm going to do it with my foul ball swings. And then, of course, yeah, a 2-run shot will help as well.
All right, and then a call to the bullpen follows that up. That was a no-doubt blast. Just to the left of the bleachers in left field. For Kavanaugh, who homered a single time, just 1 home run last year. You gotta think when you see that swing and that kind of power that she's another one that with the at-bats can chase double digits this year. Goodness gracious, that was a bomb. And it's 6-5. Suddenly the game is completely different. And Drake pushing all the buttons they can. Ashlyn Sheets is going to work in the pen for Drake. Come on now, one more time.
Just the bat speed for me. This is a strong swing. You can see her clear her backside, drop in the barrel, and then just knew it. That's the good stuff right there.
That's that Midwestern Illinois power out of Barrington High School in Illinois. 2024 NFCA High School Catcher of the Year. Illinois Chili Gold, her travel team for 6 years. Okay, Ashlyn Sheets, Iowa native. She'll get the call, she'll go to work. Sheets has been pretty good this year. 5 1/3, 3 earned runs, 3 strikeouts. Ashlyn Sheets, the junior. And Issa Wild gets the call to pinch hit for Jenna Sniffen. Pretty pitch just off the plate outside. Wild opening the year with 6 plate appearances. Is 0 for 5 with a walk and a strikeout. Another sophomore, just like Kavanaugh, getting a chance here to do some damage as she pokes that one. Would have been extra bases, but foul. Anissa last year 12 times was called upon as a pinch hitter, had a 409 on base percentage when it was all said and done. She homered. She got Michigan State there in her book. First career home run opening day last year, just beginning her college career. Took Sparty over the boards. Legendary champion player at the prep level at South Point Catholic. Taking a shot a ton to the right side over there.
Even some of these pitches have been on the inner half.
Two and two the count. Be kind of fun if maybe she decided to go over the boards as well. 2-2, high fly ball right field to the warning track, to the wall, keeping it in the yard, and it's extra bases for Wild. But a fine defensive play for Curry that would have been a home run. Big double for the Cats.
Yeah, the long at bat benefits Wild, and Curry going up. She just can't get the catch, but she keeps it in the yard. Like you said, that would have been a home run, absolutely. Leaving her feet. And it's the energy for me from Emma Kavanaugh and Anissa Wild. In a game like this where it kind of felt a little bit stale for Arizona, you need to look to someone different and say, who's got energy for me? Who can give us some life? And it was the two pinch hitters that are coming in with two of the best swings that we've seen in this game so far.
Wally Daly's out there running. Suddenly, she is really earning that responsibility early in her career. Daly just a freshman, but she's out there running a very important run, representing the tying run. She runs for Anissa. So keep an eye on the speedy Daly. Addison Duke, check swing, rolls it out toward third. That's a strong arm from Frankie Rita. Well, things look a little bit different. Buckle up. What a seventh inning it is going to be, thanks to Miss Kavanaugh, who crushed one out of here. Oh, what a no-doubter. They have work to do. Emma, you did your job. Kiki Escobar replaces her over at first. Kiki, the Swiss Army knife who can do and play just about anywhere, is at first. And Lily Gonzalez leads things off, takes just a little bit low. So it was Gonzalez, which turned out to be a really inopportune walk. It was a great run for Janae Berry. It was one after another after another. She was setting them all down, and then she walked the 9-hole hitter to start the fifth, and there were some miscues and some big hits, and suddenly it opened back up. 3 huge runs, and it was Gonzalez's walk that started it in the fifth.
Yeah, it's that walk that you circle in the scorebook, put a star next to you just to see if it comes around to score, and it did.
Beautiful pitch over the outside corner, a ball and 2 strikes. A veteran pitcher knows the drill. When she feels her team getting that confidence going offensively, get them back in the dugout to hit. Bang the strike zone, use your defense, and this is where a veteran pitcher will do just that as it's lifted foul.
We've talked about how comfortable Jalen is pitching to contact, so even though she is in a 2-strike count, she's not a pitcher that's going to expand her strike zone. She's going to kind of stick with what she's continuing to throw.
Give credit to Gonzalez, spoiling a couple of good pitches in a row.
Yeah.
And if you think about it this way, and this is pretty advanced thinking, they're just trying to win this game, Drake, but every pitch you make this pitcher throw, you're taking out of her arsenal in the next game that she will serve as a starter in all likelihood. Bouncing ball to the sure-handed shortstop, unable to do it that time. Now, it took a bad hop, which played it chest high. She taps her chest as if to say that was my bad. I don't know, I think recovering to even play the bad hop was impressive.
Yeah, you could see her right there saying, give me another one. Sun may be a little bit in her eyes, but that's on the transition. She has that 9 out of 10 times.
Kylie Kindlespire rolls it to the middle of the diamond. It's grabbed just off the glove of the pitcher. And you could see right behind Beal was ready to play it. She wouldn't have turned a double play, but Beal Taylor would have gotten 1 out. That's that tough decision that a pitcher has to make.
Well, right there, Jalen needs to let that go. As a pitcher, you know where Taylor Beal is, and you're always looking behind you. Where is my shortstop? Where is my second baseman? If you have to go extra effort out of the circle and your shortstop is right there behind you, let her have that all day.
Pearson Hall, fly ball center. Tracking it is Shockey. Wow, that went a long way. To the track it goes, deep enough to move the runner up. They ran into it out at second base. With no replay, that'll be frustrating. Kindlespire thinking, hold on now. I beat that throw, but there is no replay, and she's ruled out. That's a massive second out.
Yeah, double play here from Reagan Shockey. And the throw was going into third base. I was thinking that this throw needs to go right to second base. You're going to have no business with how deep that ball was getting a runner out at third base, but thankfully the cutoff was there for Arizona and they were able to get that out. But upon the replay, I think she was safe.
Yeah, that was a break for the Cats, 100%.
Yep.
A massive break, really, because you start looking at this inning totally differently. You look at it totally differently.
Now this ball, as a center fielder, you're going right to second. I have no business going to third base. And Taylor Beal is there as the cutoff. That's why you practice that. She's in line. She's hearing her second baseman, Serenity Trice, behind her saying 2-2-2. Makes the throw. Yeah, they got away with one for sure.
6-5 the score. Again, runners on, you tell me, you know the sport, folks, you viewers. Runners on second and third, 1 out. A runner on third, 2 outs. It changes the inning. Especially when any add-on run would be devastating for the Wildcats. Tatum Aragon drove in a run back in the 5th, scored a run as well. Wraparound curveball hits the outside corner, 1-1 the count. $18 hits between these two teams.
Well, if Arizona can get out of this, they're going to set up perfectly with the top of their lineup looming. Reagan Shockey, she's due up. She's already 3 for 3, and then Sydney Stewart is in that 3-hole who already has a home run on the day. So if you're going to have that part of the lineup to try and tie this game or even walk it off, that's exactly where you want to be if you're Arizona.
The 1-2, nice job spoiling that rise ball. It feels like, this is total hyperbole, as Shockey will lead things off. It feels like the last time she made an out was 8th grade. Like the way this game has gone for her, she's just laughing as she reaches every single time. Can't assume it, but she has a couple of bunts and then a chop infield single for Shockey. The 1-2. Good take on a pitch away.
Off-speed offering from Adams, a pitch that she doesn't use all the time, but situationally will.
Kind of a show me, if anything. You at least put it in the back of the head of Aragon. 2-2. Follows it up. That one's topped, coming out of the circle. Funky spin on it, stuck with it nicely. Sets up a bottom of the 9th with the top of the order, as Kenzie said, for the Cats. Shockey, Trice, and Stewart down a run. Magic of Candrea Field at Hillenbrand Stadium will appear. These fans getting loose and excited. They've got a veteran they're dealing with. A call to the bullpen answer by Peyton Driscoll. Outstanding player at the JUCO level at Kirkwood College last year, community college, I should say. Last year, 74 innings pitching for this team. She's one of the workhorses. They ask for her to save this game. Reagan Shockey leads it off and takes high, 1-0 the count.
How about the strategy for Drake? You have 5 pitchers. We are using all 5.
Why not? I think the concept of different looks is a good one. Shockey takes over the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Jim Bertuzzi raises that right arm of the home plate umpires. Had a really dependable and consistent zone today. Done a nice job. Right at the knees, called a strike again. So Just to bring you up to speed again with Shockey, she's been on base all 3 times. 3 singles, 2 bunts, and 1 chopped ground ball high off the dirt. Shockey knocked down, not able to recover. That's a great reaction, by the way, in the circle. A really good reaction by Driscoll, but if you don't catch that as a line drive, you're not going to get her.
She makes it look just so easy. Her barrel control, down angle, 4 for 4, she does it. And there's the run that Arizona has got to get home.
That's nearly a really, really good play from Driscoll. She gloves that cleanly. Wow. You talk about a confidence builder thinking, all right, that's a huge first out. And deflating. It would be deflating in that third base dugout. Let's be honest, they were just assuming Reagan would get on.
No, that's an uncomfortable place to be as a pitcher. You can get a glove on it, knock it down, but with the speed of Shockey, no chance.
They're creeping in. Serenity shows bunt very, very early. Now pulls that bat back, stabs at it, and takes just off the plate. 1-0 the count. The Iowa State transfer. Sacrifice bunt back in the first inning. Ended up reaching on a miscue. Had a fielder's choice, scored a run in the third. Looking for her first hit of the day. Takes that one with her. Looked like it got a piece of her. Where was she, though? Inside that box is what they say.
Going drag bunt here. Yep, in the box. It's a good call.
I don't know that I blame Coach Dial for asking for the umpires again.
Sure.
Replay not in play in this game or the later game tonight to at least discuss it. Costs you nothing, and an out's everything. And they talked it over, and the call stands. Serenity Trice from San Diego, California, Cathedral Catholic High School. Just a sophomore. Hit .354 a year ago in her freshman year at Iowa State. 2-1. With the Keyshawn, a college basketball player. Talking about Serenity at North Central University. Two-one, good take. 3-1 the count.
Yeah, it's very easy in this moment to be over anxious and try and force the issue. Everyone knows what the game plan is here for Serenity Trice, a short gamer with the speed of Shockey at first base. Arizona down a run.
3-1, bunts that one foul. 3-2 the count.
Well, now you have 2 strikes. You've got to put that ball in play, put it on the ground, do your best to make something happen. Last thing you want to have is an unproductive out.
Three-two. Bouncing ball sniffed at short and gobbled up out there at short. Nice job kind of feeling the situation out by Lily Gonzalez, and she turns it into an out. Stewart with her chance. This was in the 6th.
This was off of Cardenas, the freshman. This was the hit that made Drake make the pitching move. They went to Gall and then Sheets, and now in their 5th pitcher in Peyton Driscoll.
First home run of the year. She takes just off the plate. 28th of her collegiate career. She had 20 home runs last year after homering 7 times in 2 seasons at Washington. Stewart, high fly ball, center field. Sydney walked him off. The Cats come all the way back. Home run number 2. What a big one. The Wildcats win it. Had them all along. Had them all along.
What a weird game. Oh my goodness. Sydney Stewart, second home run of the season, second home run of the game. Goes down to get a pitch that maybe is a little bit out of her zone, but it just kind of felt like this is a hitter, an All-American that says, I have a bat to end this game right now, and I'm gonna do it on this swing. And man, that is just heartbreak for Drake. They pulled every right move until that last pitch.
And to be fair, maybe a little bit critical of the Cats. They didn't play so well at all, and they are fortunate to get a win out of here.
No doubt. And you know that there's going to be a little conversation about the start of what they want the next game, because it was not an ideal start for Arizona. But hey, I guess it's about the finish, right?
That's exactly right. In about a half hour, we'll have game 2 for you, so don't go very far. And again, Stewart with a beautiful swing of the bat, a 2-homer game, added a double as well. The Cats victorious by the hair of their chinny chin chin. Game 2 in a moment.